Yes, if you've read the title of this video, I had a pretty weird night's sleep last night, or rather, there was a weird part of the night where, yeah, I think I might have had sleep paralysis. I've kind of looked it up, and yeah, that's potentially what happened to me last night. It's the first time I've ever had anything like that before. Um, I've had nightmares, obviously, kind of throughout my life, but this was very different. And I know it definitely wasn't a nightmare because, like, it felt. I know nightmares can feel real, but I can remember it so vividly in my head happening and kind of what I was feeling through it. So went to bed like any other evening, and I can't remember if I had already fallen asleep or this was on the crux of me, on the cusp of me getting to sleep, and I just remember feeling like the covers were just heavy, like really heavy, to the point where it was like they were putting a real kind of pressure on me. I remember I wanted to I wanted to move them off me, but I couldn't. I could not move my legs. I could not move my arms. I could not even open my eyes. And I remember thinking all of this, like, oh, what is going on here? And yeah, I just was like, what is going on? Eventually, I think I managed to relax and go back to sleep. I don't know if I actually managed to move the covers at any point, but it genuinely felt like they were weighted to the point of pinning me down and forcing me onto, like, forcing me to stay as still as I could. I remember thinking during this, like, move your legs, just flick your legs out, get your legs out, and I couldn't, and it just made me feel so helpless. And I've never ever felt like this at any point during my entire sleeping career, which I'm pretty, up there for being a good sleeper, one of the best in the world. And yeah, it was just such a surreal and strange and unnerving experience to be so vulnerable and so helpless in my own bed while I was conscious. Um, couldn't, like, do anything, couldn't move, had to just lie there and accept it. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a little bit of panic slash fear kind of going through my head. I have done my research since I woke up, and I'm gonna see, like, cause I thought it could have just been like a bad nightmare or something, but it sounds, when I typed in like sleep paralysis, it sounds like a very similar experience to what I had. Unfortunately, there was no demon, there was no sleep paralysis demon who was there to comfort me through this, tell me how it's gonna pass. He was, or he or they or she was just not there to kind of coax me through this, which was disappointing. Quite a lonely world when your sleep paralysis demon doesn't show up while you're having sleep paralysis. So yeah, it was a weird one. So I looked up sleep paralysis as a temporary state of being conscious but unable to move or speak while falling asleep or waking up, often accompanied by chest pressure and vivid hallucinations. So no hallucinations. There wasn't really a pressure in my chest. It definitely felt like it was more on the legs, but definitely being conscious, unable to move, or, like, I didn't try to speak, so that's not something I could attest to. But definitely the not moving part. They're saying what happens is when your brain wakes up from a rapid eye movement, sleep before the natural muscle paralyze wears off. So that could be it. Dream crossover could be also that. Common symptoms, I'm trying to figure out how this has happened. Inability to move, so this is just what happens. So inability to move, temporary paralyzation of the voluntary muscles in the limbs or torso, definitely what happened to me. Speechlessness, again, didn't try. The pressure or suffocation. The pressure was the big one that I noticed. That was the one that I think first off made me go, oh, what is going on here? Like why do I feel this way? What is actually happening here? And yeah, it definitely caused me some fear or panic, which is actually the next one. Um, I was brave about it to an extent. All right, there was a little moment of weakness, of fear, where I was like, what is going on? But thankfully managed to kind of get through it, powered through it, powered through my sleep paralysis. So the causes, sleep disruption. Now this could be mine. I'm not gonna lie. Basically irregular bedtimes because it's the summer holidays. Yeah, my bedtime has been a little bit all over the place, so that could be why. Stress and anxiety. If I've got that during the summer holidays, I'm not doing the summer holidays correct, so it definitely should not be that. Sleeping position, lying flat on my back. So from what I remember, I was on my back, but I wasn't lying flat. My legs were kind of like askew, like kind of like up close towards me, not like quite like a ball, but they were like the knees were bent, so couldn't be that. And underlying health conditions, well, hopefully I don't have any of them because yeah. So if I had to say it was the sleep disruption, it was the irregular bedtimes which has caused that. But yeah, I just thought I'd come on and talk about it because it was weird. It was the first time it's ever happened to me. I don't ever want it to happen again. Jesus, it was as I said, I was in the moment, like, what? I just wanted to move and I couldn't move, and that feeling was not a very nice feeling. It was not a very nice feeling. So, have you ever had sleep paralysis? Have you ever been visited by a sleep paralysis demon? Like, have you? What's their name? Do you talk? Tell me all about it down in the comments below. Yeah, this was just a weird one. Little short video about me having sleep paralysis. So, guess that's all left to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.